Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Um, so I kind of wanted to do this video because it was something brought it up, and it's not really much of a rant, more or less I kind of wanted to talk about this because there's this anime that doesn't get a lot of love, and it's actually pretty relevant now. I think everyone should give it some love. The anime in question is called Library Wars. There's even 2 live-action movies out of it, which I did watch, and I'll be honest, it's a great story and a beautiful cautionary tale talking about censorship and how it can go too far. Because the way the story goes is that a new political party basically takes control in Japan, and the federal government, which I'm just going to go ahead and dumb this down for you guys so you can understand this. The federal government is beginning to censor books that they deem dangerous or harmful to the public. You see where this is going. We're basically looking at Fahrenheit 941, or even other totalitarian type stories, except this one is obviously in the early stages of it. There is essentially where it goes, what happens. Well, the government issues out basically telling libraries to turn these books in otherwise. Well, the libraries don't do that. The libraries, believing in freedom of speech and the ideals that everyone should have access to public knowledge, denies the federal government that. Well, the federal government hires essentially a hit squad and goes and massacres an entire library. Number one, how do you know that was full of only Japanese citizens? How do you know that library didn't have any foreign nationals? Already that could have killed their regime, because I can assure you, any any American that was there, or any foreign national that was in that library that was killed in that library massacre, would probably be putting sanctions against Japan and immediately start hurting this new regime, decrying them and denying them in the public. The CIA or any sort of counterintelligence agency would already have this new government basically under a fucking microscope and waiting for an excuse to basically be like, yeah, we're coming after these assholes. Of course, for plot reasons, that doesn't happen. But what it does do is show the state governments. And this is something I think a lot of people forget about governments, is that a government is made up of smaller governments. Big government cannot function nor logistically do what it does without the smaller governments. So the smaller governments, in response to big government basically very much so conducting something very much so illegal, creates their own forces. Essentially, every library has its own state government-funded military force, which in a sense creates a sort of civil war. Now, there are rules in place. Only a theater of operation can be handled for so many hours. And either side does not actively try to kill one another. Most shots, if not most actions, are conducted via wounding the opponent, and the area is evacuated of civilians prior to engagement. While yes, and most outside could see this as a civil war, it is very much so an honorable civil war. There was even a moment where someone shot at a kid, and everyone was shocked. The one guy basically says, "Who the hell did that? Who the fuck shot at this kid?" And instead of bullets being fired, fists are thrown. And they basically follow the rule of law. So in a sense, this is the most honorable civil war we've ever seen in our lives. There are points in the series where authors are actively investigated. The type of Gestapo police force is actively going after authors who the government does not want. And as a result, some authors do go and seek political asylum or completely drop their Japanese citizenship and immediately move to other countries, exposing what's going on in Japan. I would have loved for this series to have continued, because at the end of it, because of outside political pressure, this new government starts basically saying, okay, we will de-arm our forces and we will basically have them conduct glorified fist fights, essentially, boxing matches. Because the media catches on after so many authors start spilling out, and basically this happens. Now, here's my thing about Library Wars. Where's the fucking Yakuza? Where's the criminal underground? Because I can assure you, as soon as that government faction started rising in the ranks, Yakuza would immediately be stepping in and immediately be pulling every bit of dirt they have on these bastards and immediately blackmailing them into not doing what they're doing. Because I don't care who you are, politics and underground crime, especially organized crime families and crime syndicates, go hand in hand pretty tightly in Asia, especially Japan. If you don't believe me, go ahead and look up some stories about how the Yakuza actually influenced Japanese politics. I mean, hell, same thing with American politics with the mafia. Still do, by the way. But the story itself is actually really cool. The world itself is actually done very nicely. But you're telling me that the CIA isn't helping fund the states? You're telling me the CIA isn't getting involved? You're telling me no federal government counterintelligence agencies or any sort of counterintelligence agencies at all are getting involved in this? Is that what I'm fucking hearing? You're telling me that there is no decry from the Emperor or Empress of Japan, which, by the way, while yes, a figurehead, holds a lot of fucking respect for the people. I mean, hell, just look at the new emperor who got called in and everyone literally losing their goddamn mind, basically trying to see who the new emperor is. Like, again, while yes, technically holding no political power, still holds a lot of sway in the public sphere of influence. Not only that, but you're telling me that no outside political force is pressuring or putting any sort of pressure on these people. You're telling me that there is nothing happening internationally? That there is no international intervention? Not even the fucking UN sending observers to this shit? Is that what you're telling me? I know America will immediately be stepping in, considering how many US bases we have there, considering how many American tourists are there, because I can assure you, one bullet hits an American? Yeah, no. Everything is off the fucking table at that point. There's an immediate military intervention, and immediately the government is deposed via a CIA-funded coup. I'm just saying, okay? Just saying. Either way, though. While, yes, I'll poke fun at this anime, and while, yes, I will point out all the things wrong with it, it's still a great anime and a beautiful cautionary tale about tyrannical government overreach and tyrannical government censorship, and how it should not happen. There was another anime that actually talked about how government overreach goes crazy in terms of lewdness, and I might do a video covering that one. And how it could not fucking happen. Or maybe, I don't know. Either way, though, thank you all so very much for watching. As always, I'm an AirsoftAl, and seriously, go check out Library Wars. I don't care if you have to do a pirate site, I don't care if you have to do anything. Go check out the anime and the live-action movies. Both are done really well, and hell, even check out the manga. And let me know your thoughts about Library Wars in the comments section. Till then, I'm an AirsoftAl, and I will see all you lovely people in the next video. Till next time, later.